Is the month of July finally going to be a turning point for the altcoin market? Right now, it looks like Ripple's XRP is leading the charge, actually. However, there are 3 other projects that we want to talk about. They're gearing up in their own way to blast through this month. And all 4 of these projects, including XRP, have some unique catalysts that are particular, especially to July 2025. Therefore, knowing about them, being early, as with anything else, can make the difference here. These are 4 altcoins that you've already heard about, that we've talked about in some capacity on the channel. But there are some specific time triggers here this coming month that are going to make them stand out from the rest. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie, and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, whether that's into these altcoins that we're looking at, whether that's this month in July or beyond, whatever the case may be. I genuinely wish you well. Just remember, I'm not a financial or investment advisor, and this video is not official financial or investment advice. All right, so leading today's list of altcoins, like I mentioned right at the top here, is Ripple, and of course its XRP token. Over the last 3 months here, if we look at the last 90 days, XRP has been in a price range kind of somewhat sideways between $2 and about $2.40. eGrag Crypto on X noticed something of interest. According to her, it could lead to a pretty massive outbreak for XRP this month, upcoming in July. Today's the end of June, but this coming month. eGrag uses some technical analysis or TA indicators for this. I want to dive into this in a little bit more detail here. It is technical, but it's probably, as far as takeaways, worth understanding. So what we see is a large symmetrical triangle pattern forming on the monthly XRP chart. Now, in general, you can see this as a chart with a neutral structure. However, there's another combination, another variable at play here. There's a longer-term consolidation combined with a rising fundamental interest. And this often indicates that a strong directional move is coming and that it's actually imminent in these situations. If we look back in time, historical data suggests that these patterns work out somewhere between 75 to 95% of the total pattern duration. In other words, it could be as early as July. However, before this can happen, XRP needs to clear that resistance level at $2.40. And as we saw a moment ago, it's kind of right in the middle of that range that I discussed earlier. As I record, live snapshot here, $2.18 is the price of XRP. And according to eGrag here, if you use another TA feature, the Fibonacci levels, the XRP price, take this with a grain of salt, but according to this, in theory, the XRP price can go to anywhere between $8 and $27. That's a very ambitious call in terms of technical analysis. I'll believe it when I see it, but eventually, long term, at least according to this, at least according to theory, it is possible. Let me know if you think it's realistic. I think it's a bit far-fetched for the time being, but generally speaking, the TA here for XRP looks pretty good, and as we know, there's a lot of other positive stuff going on with Ripple as a project as well. As you have seen these last few days and these last few weeks, we've been talking about slowly unveiling a new project that we're very proud of here at Altcoin Buzz. Check out the link in the description below. We're inviting all of our viewers to try it, to check it out. Once again, you can find the link and participate in the description below. At number 2 here is Chainlink and LINK, which is one of my favorite projects personally. It's really one of, and this is just speaking for myself here, pretty much my highest conviction play. It's not the sexiest of altcoins out there, but it's arguably the most important when it comes to infrastructure, blockchain infrastructure, and really increasingly beyond blockchain. And, you know, it can be frustrating being such a diehard fan of Chainlink. I find myself wondering why Link isn't at $100 yet. It just seems that Chainlink is involved in everything. It's doing everything. To me, it's like the Swiss Army knife of the crypto industry. But the utility and all of the accomplishments as a project that Chainlink has unveiled, it's just not translating into the price of Link for whatever reason. And there's certainly no lack of big news either. And probably the biggest news is the fact that Chainlink has partnered with Visa. This allows literally billions of cardholders to buy crypto directly on chain. And Chainlink provides the infrastructure for this. And if we go back to the price of Link, LINK, yes, we did see a nice breakout in December of last year, but the max chart is kind of depressing if you think about, again, all of the accomplishments, all of the great announcements, all of the positive news. So what exactly is this catalyst that could potentially bring up the price of Link in July? It actually kind of boils down to technical analysis once again. The price of Link as I record is $13.22. If it can hold this area and test and break really the next resistance point of about $18, that's when we expect to see a move upward that'll likely follow. If Link can keep a daily close above $18 specifically, then the next is going to be $24. Breaking that level could bring it to $32 later in the year in Q4. For context, though, its all-time high is $52. And once again, myself, a lot of other people are just scratching our heads wondering why we're kind of nowhere near that mark at the moment. This is one that feels like when it will blow up eventually, it really will take off. But that's just my point of view. I have my bias. Certainly things are brewing for Chainlink right now. Again, a lot of positivity. And this is one that I'm a little bit stubborn about. Again, the bias for me exists, but I'm looking forward to a breakout. At number 3 here, we're looking at SEI. And this is one of these altcoins that we don't talk about that often, more so recently. But right now, things are changing, and SEI has made a pretty big comeback. You may remember that name because they had just a disastrously botched airdrop a couple years ago, which left a lot of users with a pretty bad aftertaste in their mouth, to be fair. But it seems that SEI has managed to turn things around. The major news for SEI is that Circle, the issuer of USDC, happens to be one of the biggest investors in SEI. This is a fact that surfaced as part of Circle's IPO filing, which included its balance sheet. In fact, the most tokens that Circle holds on its balance sheet is represented by SEI. However, Circle made the biggest financial investment in SUI, SUI. More on them in a moment. And then, of course, as we covered the other day, the state of Wyoming, kind of surprisingly, picked SEI as a finalist for its official stablecoin pilot, WYST. We also saw SUI, AVAX, Ethereum, and Ripple, which were also in the mix, but SEI beat them all. That is a big win for a project of this size. The price of SEI is very much up on this news, up 57%, in fact, over the course of the last month, as we see right now above 30 cents. So this certainly represents an overperformer in terms of price when compared to other altcoins in the space. Really, the positive price appreciation is on the back of all of these positive news developments and announcements. And if we extrapolate, we do expect the positive momentum to continue, and we do expect the month of July to be a good one for the SEI token. If you are an American, then I'm talking to you, because we found an exchange that gives you the best of both worlds. If you want to trade spot markets on over 400 trading pairs and without KYC, you can. If you want to trade perpetuals on over 150 trading pairs with KYC, that by the way accepts Americans as well as Canadians, you can do that as well. The only exchange we've seen in the market that lets you do both simple spot trading without KYC and perps trading with KYC that Americans can use is BYDFI. And they have a great new promotion going on right now where you earn more for depositing more money into your BYDFI account. This means that if you do not yet have an account, and maybe you've been thinking about getting one, now's the time. For the smaller traders out there, you can deposit up to $1,000 and get up to $200 as a bonus. If you're a whale watching this video, well, from deposits of $5,000 up to $20,000, you can earn as much as $2,000 in extra cash in your account to trade with. But then it gets even better because if you sign up for a new account, you can join this new Telegram group where BYDFI helps give you actionable news and trading signals. It's actually an exclusive trading signals group just for the Altcoin Buzz community. You get market analysis and news and trading signals specifically for swing trading or scalp trading if that's your thing. Here is an example of a rec from the swing trading group for the popular virtual token. You see here that it includes prices to take profits or set your stop loss if it moves against you, or this rec here for Solaire. And by the way, this is just one of many signals that you get daily from this exclusive group. So sign up for a BYDFI account today, earn extra cash in your account for doing so, and as a bonus, get access to this exclusive trading signals and news group. Deposit now and get your bonus. Check out the link that you'll find in the description of this video below. Last but not least, here at number 4, we're looking at the SUI Network and the SUI token, which has been and continues to be one of my favorite altcoins for 2025. It's already seen some amazing comebacks and has performed really well following the major market dips. Like most projects, SUI is currently down. I'd argue that's through no fault of its own. The fundamentals here didn't change and are as strong as ever, probably at their strongest. But the altcoin market, as I mentioned a moment ago, is struggling compared to Bitcoin. There really is a lot happening at SUI. The team is super active. Just some things to discuss here when it comes to this project. Over the last 265 days, SUI saw 25% of Ethereum's outflow come its way. By comparison, only Solana had more outflows, and this all happened, of course, on the Wormhole Bridge. Institutional interest for SUI keeps growing. This is a strength that continues to be reflected. 21 Shares, for example, is a major investment player based in Switzerland. They recently highlighted institutional interest in SUI, so much so that 21 Shares even filed for a US-based SUI ETF in May. Miston Labs, the team behind SUI, they also launched Nautilus, which offers privacy options, kind of like private data handling and computations off-chain, but it also offers on-chain verifiability. And then this one is really big. SUI also just crossed $500 billion, $500 billion in token volume. So really behind the scenes, SUI just keeps building. They keep cooking. The current price of SUI right now as I record is $2.77. Down a little bit on the day, but this represents a very good entry point, in my opinion, with a lot of predictions out there suggesting that the price of SUI could go to $15, possibly higher later this year. So a lot to look forward to in July. These are the 4 altcoins that we are certainly keeping on our radar. It's not an exhaustive list, but these are 4 that I would argue you want to be aware of, you want to keep in mind. Let me know what you think about these. If I've omitted one of your favorites, then be sure to let me know in the comments below which one that is and why. Be sure as well to join our discussions on social media. They are active, they are lively, they are growing on X and on Discord. We have our own Discord channel. You can join us there by using the links in the description below.